Hey, this is JBugs and welcome to a tutorial on how to design a Minecraft skin. I'm going to show you today how you can give yourself an awesome new look and feel. There's actually a few options you can look at when you're designing a skin. Firstly, there's an in-game editor within Minecraft Bedrock itself you can use. Alternatively, you can actually use the marketplace and download skins on there. Or lastly, you can design your skin on a third-party website. There's a couple of pros and cons to all of these. I guess with the in-game designer, it's probably going to be the easiest and quickest way just to give yourself a few bits of customization. If you actually want to use a marketplace, again, it's again going to be a really quick option, but you're going to have to pay for it this time. Or last, if you use a third-party website, you're going to be able to give yourself a lot more customization, but at the same time, you might find a few things a bit harder, like if you want to give yourself a big 3D hairstyle or something like that. I'm going to start off today by talking you through the in-game editor. You get there by clicking on this profile button in the bottom right hand side. This then opens up all the skins that you have currently. So you can see that I'm currently set to Steve. If I go right, it will go to a new slot and I can create a character there. Once this opens up, you can see you've got a couple of options. You can choose to edit your body or edit your style. I generally start off by editing my body. And if you come down here, you can see the size option. So when you first click to generate a character, you'll find it's about a 50-50 chance whether you start up with the Steve skin or whether you start up with the Alex skin. As far as I can tell, the main difference between them is actually the arm size, but you can actually change that when you kind of get to this setting. You can also choose to change their height if you want to be a bit taller or a little bit shorter. A lot of these sections here are actually going to be quite self-explanatory, so I'm not actually going to talk you through every single one of them, but there are a couple of things that I just want to show you within these that you can kind of edit. So if we go to the first section here to base, you can see that this option lets you choose what the base look and feel of your skin is going to be. You'll also notice that there's this green skin that actually has the padlock on it. What that means is if you see the padlock, it's basically a skin that you might be able to use, but you first need to complete an achievement to unlock it. So for this one, I've got to complete the trampoline achievement before I can actually use the slime skin. As well as that, if we go to maybe hair, I think might have it. Yeah, that's a good example. So in here, you can see there's also some which have a mine coin in the bottom right hand corner. And that basically means that you need to pay to actually purchase the skin. This is obviously Minecraft's way of monetizing the game a little bit more, but actually as a player, it also allows you to kind of get access to things that the majority of people won't have. So it can actually allow you to customize your skin, so it's a little bit more unique compared to everyone else's. One other thing to be aware of in here is actually, if we come to this color tab here, a lot of the screens will have this, and it just lets you really change the color that you're kind of looking at. So in this, if I want to give myself a red skin, I can be red. If I want to go yellow, green, purple, pink, whatever the color is, I can kind of choose. This is actually going to be in a lot of the areas. So again, if we go to eye color, it allows you to choose what color your iris is going to be. And again, it's pretty varied what it allows you to choose. So it's not just going to be your typical green, blue, brown eyes. You can go for like yellow eyes, red eyes, depending on whether you want to look a bit evil or what. Okay, so I think that's a really quick tour of actually how to customize your body. Again, with the style, it's going to be quite similar. You're going to get a lot of choice between like different hats and things like that that you want to wear. So I'm not going to go through that in a lot of depth. What I am going to do though is just quickly go through these tabs at the top here. So I'm going to jump across the third tab initially and just talk through the emotes. So the emotes are actually another way that you can add a little bit of personalization to the game. So what these are little dances or moves that you can kind of trigger within the game itself. And again, you can see that some of them are free and you can kind of choose them without having to do anything. Some of them you need to complete an achievement to actually unlock, and some of them are obviously paid for, so you need to buy the mine coins or buy the pack outright to actually acquire them. The fourth tab here also allows you to apply any capes you might own. So you can see here that I've got two capes to choose from, so I can choose whether I want the creeper cape or this cape here that looks like it might be a bit of a coin on it. Or obviously if you don't want a cape at all, you can choose none. So the last tab to go over is this second one, and the main reason why I left it to the end is because it actually links to the other ways that you can kind of upload your skins. So if we come to this own tab here, you can see it gives you the option to import, and we'll go through this in a bit more depth in a few minutes. But if you design your skin on a third-party website, this is actually how you're going to upload it. You can also see that it also contains any skin packs that I have at the moment. And to be honest with you, I haven't actually bought these. You tend to get given them over time in the game, depending on what kind of events are running and things like that. You get a little pop-up and it lets you kind of get a skin pack for free. I did mention, of course, that you could actually buy your own skin sets, and you can see that here where you can kind of choose from a few different styles. You can see this Magma Warrior one has actually 8 different skins to choose from, and it's going to cost you $2.95 to buy it. And again, it's a way to really quickly get some unique skins without having to do very much. The trade-off is obviously you're probably going to have to part with a little bit of your money to get it. But obviously, if that's what you want to do, I think it's a great way just to kind of personalize your skin a little bit more as well. Cool. So I'm actually going to jump into the browser now and show you how you can create your skin there. So I'll see you there in a minute. Hey, and welcome back. I now quickly want to show you how you can actually design your skin on a website. I'm not going to take you through and design every part of my skin, but I just want to show you a couple of the common things that you find across a lot of the websites. So to start with, I just want to let you know where I am at the moment. So I'm actually on the minecraftskins.com website. I'm sure there's loads of different websites out there that offer really similar functionality. I actually visited 3 or 4 of them and gave them a bit of a try before I landed here, but this was one of the ones that I liked the most, which is why I really want to show it to you. So once you kind of get to this website, you'll tend to find that the page is actually set up in quite an intuitive way. So over on this right hand side, you've actually got a color selector where you can choose like blues, pinks, reds, orange, green, whatever color you want to choose from. You've just got this wheel here. You can just place it where you want, moving the center bit just to kind of get that color completely right. If you've obviously got the hex code, you can obviously paste it in there as well. Down on the bottom right hand corner, you've also got the option to choose body parts. So say for instance, you just wanted to edit the legs, you could untick everything else and then you'll just be painting on the legs. The other thing just to kind of think about is what layer you want to paint on. So you actually get 2 layers to your Minecraft character. You've got the body, which is almost like the layer underneath, and then you get the outer layer, which obviously sits on top of that. So what I tend to do is for the body, I use it for like my hands, my face, my eyes and all of that. And then for the outer layer, I tend to use that for my clothes. I don't actually have any hair for my Minecraft character, but if you did, you could obviously put that in the outer layer as well. In terms of the tools that you have over on this left-hand side, again, they're pretty intuitive. You've got a pencil, an eraser. You've also got this texture tool brush, an eyedropper for selecting colors, or a bucket tool just to kind of fill a space with a single color. So if we just use the bucket tool and kind of paste that in here, you kind of notice that although you've now got an orange pair of trousers, it's actually not that interesting. It's just a single tone. It's quite boring. So what I'm actually going to do is just rotate by just clicking on this right hand side and dragging across and actually move up to this auto tone. So what this does is it only lets you paint a pixel at the time, but I don't know if you can tell. Each time you paint a pixel, it's a very slightly different color. And what this does is just helps to make your clothes a little bit interesting. So I kind of recommend that if you're going to be designing your own character in here, try to use this auto tone feature just because it will make your character look a little bit better. For instance, these textured trousers are probably going to be a lot nicer than this solid color, but at the same time, it's completely up to you what look and feel you want to kind of go for. So that's a really quick and easy tour around like actually how you do some designing in here. The only other thing just to kind of mention is when you're actually done and you finish designing your character, what you want to do is come down to this really bottom right hand corner and you want to click on this download button. And what that'll do is it will just start this image download. Up in this right hand corner, you can see I've actually already downloaded a file, and this is the skin that I created. You'll notice that it's kind of here, it looks a little bit blurry. It's also a really weird shape because it's this flat file for obviously this image that you've just drawn with arms and legs and everything like that. Don't worry about that though. When you actually import this into Minecraft, it'll understand how to actually connect all these parts together again and give you a character that looks exactly the way that you want to. So let's hop back into Minecraft again and I'll quickly show you how to upload this. So lastly, I just want to quickly show you how you actually upload that skin into Minecraft that you've just designed. So the first thing you want to do is come down to this profile button, click that, and as we did earlier, you can just move to a new character to upload it here, and you can click the create character button. Once you're on this, you can then come across this second tab, and the first option is the owned one. And you can see that it comes up with this import option, and you can see obviously I've already imported mine. But if you haven't, you can come to choose new skin here. And that should pop open a little window that lets you kind of explore your files. So for me, I've just got a file on my desktop that I can kind of click to open. And you can see when it starts to try and import it, it comes up here and kind of asks you which model you think is actually best. For me, I think it's the right one, so I click that. And then when we're in here, we can kind of rotate the character and see the character is exactly as we designed it. If it's not, if you want to go back and edit it, you obviously can do. Obviously with mine, I've actually gone through 4, 5, 6 different iterations to get it right. I've kind of got the bulk of it right the first go, and then just went back in again and I tweaked the eyes slightly, tweaked the mouth slightly, and just made a couple of really small edits just to kind of make it look a little bit more like how I wanted it to. But once you're happy with that, you can go back, and you'll now see that the character is saved here. And if you come to your home screen, you can see that your skin is now wearing the clothes you want to. So you're all set and good to go with your awesome new character. And don't forget to subscribe, comment and like if you enjoyed this video. I'd really enjoy reading some of your comments as well, hearing about what you like. Fingers crossed you enjoyed. Take care now. Bye.